Hey guys, welcome to another live review of Generations and Gomora. So I'm gonna be putting those two shows in one video because I can't be bothered to do one and then do the other one. So I'm gonna just review both episodes of Generations and Gomorrah in one video, in one live video. So let's start with Generations. So I'll be honest with you. The past few episodes have been dull, dry. You know, I really didn't find anything interesting besides the new character, which is played by the guy who portrayed Majora in Isidingo. So this guy is actually Mazinga's brother. Apparently, I just found out. I mentioned it in my previous live video that I thought that it might be actually Mazinga's brother, and I was right. Um, so that storyline is going well. I'm intrigued to find out what kind of character he is and what purpose he serves on Generations in terms of what is he gonna deliver, what kind of drama, exciting scenes is he gonna be playing in Generations? Because right now, Generations is dead. When I tell you that Generations is basically dead right now, like I'm not enjoying it. It's so dead, it's crazy. So I mean, the same things are happening right now. It's always of involving Pamela situation, like the whole Sianda and Pamela, drama. She's still fighting for the death of her husband. We get that, but when is that storyline gonna move on? Like, it's still stuck on that. I feel like there's no progression. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for the revelation of what kind of death was it? Was it suicide? Was it actually murder? Like, it's still hanging in the air. It's like a cliffhanger. You know, obviously Pamela and Lucy have played a part of framing the Dr. House did. Yeah, they framed him, but he's actually involved. Now, the question is, was he actually involved in the death of Sian? That's the question I want to know. That's the question that us as viewers want to know. We want the storyline to progress to somewhere. Currently, it's still stagnant. It's not moving. It's just circling around and I'm losing interest in that. I want us to move on, make the story end and then start a new one. Do you get what I mean? Like, we can't be just focusing on that storyline to the point where it's now getting so boring. I'm expecting nothing from this storyline anymore because it was exciting because it was going somewhere, but now it's just stuck. I'm still waiting for something to happen. I'm bored. Come on, guys, excite me. So now there's also the side of Ayanda and Malenga. Now this couple, oh God, I can't be bothered. This couple is boring. Okay, this couple needs some energy. It lacks that that wow, that action, that sauce. That's something, when you have it, you have it. That X factor, you know, that's something that you don't even have to work together. Like, you just have it. Now, this couple is so dead. I'm I'm waiting for something to happen between them. They don't have drama. They don't have like struggles. They don't have anything that I can relate to. I can't relate to it. Like it's so boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, what kind of relationship do they actually have? Like, Sianda is there and Malinga is there. They're not connecting the way Ayanda and Tao did. Those two had a spark between them. Tao and Ayanda had that spark. It was radiating from that skin compared to Malinga. Malinga is so dead. I just don't like his character. I feel like he's losing me as a viewer as well. Like this whole episode was all over the place. It was Lucy and Marexa, Cosmo, then Pamela, uh, Malinga. Like it's when I tell you, I lost interest. I mean it. I've lost interest. I think the most exciting scene so far from last night's episode was when Pamela and Per had like that conversation at her house. Like they were so relatable as women. I could relate to them as women, as people who have gone through a lot, you know. They made it relatable to the viewers, to me. I think that's the only scene I would say was quite good. It wasn't that amazing, but it was better than before. Like before all other episodes. I mean, also the Yolo popped up in the episode. I feel like in terms of storylines, they don't finish them. They let them end like in the air. It's not a conclusion of what the whole storyline should be. Do you get what I mean? Like when it's a storyline of Sianda and Pamela, for example, it just goes in circles. It doesn't have a conclusion. Now it's making us question, when is this gonna end? Now there's a new storyline that is appearing in terms of uh the doctor, the surgeon, Dr. Halstead. Now he's in prison because obviously Pamela and Lucy framed him, though he's guilty. He received a note, a cryptic note that if you don't talk or else you die. Now, who sent that message? We don't know. That's the kind of action, that's the kind of content I want to see. Mysterious stuff, you know, stuff that makes me think, makes me want to know more. Like, because right now, when I watch Generations, I can predict what's going to happen. It's so predictable, it gets boring for me because I am a person who likes to analyze. I like to peel off the characters and see what kind of people they are and what they bring to the table, what they bring to the show, and how can I relate them to me, the storylines, how can they relate to me and the viewers. But right now, it's just dry. It's just something that I can now predict. Like when I watch the show, I can tell what's gonna happen next, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. As a viewer, I want to question. Oh wow, what's gonna happen next? What are these characters gonna do next? Like I don't want to know before I can see it. It's not what a TV show should do. I need to be interested, engaged into these characters, not bored or annoyed or just lose interest. That's not the point of TV shows, you know. Anyway, let's move on to Gomora. So Gomora is probably out of the other shows that I've seen so far. Gomora is the only show that I would say it interests me. It engages my thought process. I want to know what kind of action am I gonna be seeing today, or I'm intrigued on what kind of progression the characters are gonna go through. Like, you know, how are they gonna improve on what the actors are gonna do and what kind of storylines are they gonna produce as writers. It intrigues me. I want to learn, and that's what they're doing. They teach me how to analyze the show. Like I'm not always bored when I watch Gomora. So let's talking about Zoda. So Zoda was about to do something that she would have regretted at the end. I'm so proud. You don't understand how proud I was to see her uh, throw that bottle of liquor away. Like the self control she displayed yesterday was impressive. Like, this is what I mean relatable. Her character is one of us out there in real life. She represents people who struggle with alcoholism. Like, she represents people who go through life with struggles and they mask their problems through drinking, taking drugs, and thinking that it would help at the end, but it doesn't. So this is what I mean by when Gomora chooses a character in a storyline, they make sure it's relatable to the viewers, to the people who watch it, like the audience. To me, no, I know a person who has gone through addiction. You see, I can relate to Zorda's character because I know someone who's like that. I've seen someone that is who struggles with addiction. Somewhere in my family or outside or my family or my friends, I can relate her character to someone that I've seen or know. That's what a TV show should do. Make us feel like we can relate to them. You know, it's not only us, we're not alone. So Jordan yesterday did something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with when it comes to addiction. You know, alcoholism is not something you take lightly. So for her character to really stay strong and not fall into the trap of drinking and ruin her sober life, it took a lot from her. It took a courage, you know, a strong mentality of like, if I do this, I will ruin everything that I've worked so hard for. And that's what she did. And I'm so proud. I felt like a proud parent when I was watching that scene. You know, she was tempted. She opened the bottle, but she did not drink it. And I'm so proud of this character. I feel like the woman who plays this character does not get enough credit because what she did yesterday was amazing. You know, she's helping people who actually suffer from addiction of alcohol, you know, any kind of addiction, to show them that you can do it. You can sustain being sober if you really put your mind to it. And she did it for her kids and she also did it for herself. And that's how we start. You start small, realize that what I'm doing it's not gonna benefit me. So she made sure she did not fall into the trap. Now let's go to Mazette. Mazette is obviously still reeling from what is happening to her. She hasn't really accepted the fact that she is paralyzed and there's no turning back from that. You know, she's ignoring, she's pretending to say like as if she doesn't love Toguzu, which is a lie. She even mentioned to Toguzu saying that I don't love you, which obviously is a huge lie. We all know that, but from her perspective, she's doing it for Untogod, but it's unfair for her to assume that Untogod will not love her the way she is. Just because something happened to you, don't assume that person that you love will not love you the way you are. Just because you were so close, you were a different person when you got together, something happened to you and it was out of your control. You had no choice in it. Do not assume Toguzu will not love you the way you are now. You can't do that to him. So Toguzu went to I said, he said, why are you doing this? Why are you, ignoring me? And she was like, I don't love you anymore. It broke him because I think that's the first girl or woman, should I say, to really capture Ntako's heart in that way. You know, your first love is always the best, but also the worst because if you guys break up, it's gonna take some time for you to heal. And I like the fact that Mulusi and Gladys are there for Ntogos as parents, as people who have gone through what he's going through right now. So they are helping him understand that it's not that she doesn't love you or she hates you. It's that she needs time. She needs to process what is going on. She needs to accept. She needs space. So if you keep going back to her all the time, she doesn't have time to really process and accept what's going on because she's now thinking about you. She's not really thinking about her healing herself first. So just give her space. Now, I understand where Togos is coming from. Okay. He's so in love with Mazet that he's so blinded by the love and does not see what Mazet is going through, you know. But I think Gladys did a great thing by giving him an idea of like people grieve in different ways. People deal with um tragedy in different ways. She might have a different way of handling grief or problems that happen to her compared to you. So you can't expect her to jump when you say how high. You say when you say jump, you can't expect her to say how high. She's not at that stage. She's still reeling from what has happened. She even said, I cannot believe what Don did to me, and I'm now paralyzed because of what Don has done to me. And Tagozo was just walking into the room when he overheard her say, I'm paralyzed because of Don. And it was like a punch into Tagozo's gut. Like you could see his reaction. He did not believe what Mazet was saying. Like it was just like, wait a minute, like disbelief of what he overheard because the detective came to Tachi's house to question the whole family. But I think the detective can tell there's something going on and he's about to investigate. I mean, is he gonna manage to find who killed Don? I have no idea. Um, do I think it's the storyline that they need to explore? Maybe, but is it gonna end well? No. Are they gonna catch Jordan? Are they gonna figure out that Jordan was the one who shot Don? I hope not, because that woman has gone through a lot. Okay, she's come out the other side, and she's not gonna let this destroy her peace of mind. Now we'll see how things go with Mulusi, Gladys, Ntogos, or Mazet. But for now, I think Mazet and Ntogos have a lot to talk about. They have a lot to assess and analyze between them. Mazet, it's going to have to face the truth at some point. You can't ignore Ntogos forever. This boy loves you so much. He can't even concentrate at school. And you just ignore him. I get that you're going through a lot, but at some point you need to come back to reality. I mean, it has to. These two are probably meant for each other. We don't know, but we'll see how that storyline goes. I'm intrigued. is Toguzu gonna end up with Butle? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what the writers are gonna do about that, but I doubt it. Now Tati and this new guy, the mysterious guy that I think is suspicious as hell as usual. He's hiding something, but I don't know what it is. I'm gonna find out. Um, I think Tati is actually falling for this guy. No, falling for her brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law. But we'll see if that actually it's gonna happen. But it's like a storyline that I think they should explore more. In terms of what the writers are gonna do with that. But besides that, I think that was it. In terms of production, I enjoyed the whole production things, the side of things. I think what they delivered on last night's episode was great. Like I said, I think generations can learn something from Gomora in terms of production and location, transitions, just everything in terms of like how they deliver the show and the view, like the views, the location, how they just deliver the whole show. They can learn a bit from Gomorrah. No, I think that's it, really. That's it. Anyway, we'll see what's gonna happen on today's episode. So, peace. I'm out.